Good morning, good morning. Monday morning live, start of a new work week. Hope your week's going to be great. Boy, I'll tell you what, we had a massive day yesterday. Massive day. So I got to be honest with you, I slept in just a little bit this morning. But, boy, yesterday, of course, Sunday starts off big. 7 o'clock, we got that, Sunny Day Devos thing that gets posted. And then at 9 o'clock, I do a Bible class. And then at 9:30, I do a sermon. And all those are, those two things are live. And then I pedal as fast as I can to my home congregation. And I get there just in time to greet all the visitors and all that kind of thing. And then I'm in the pulpit and I preach again. And then I was blessed yesterday to be taken out for lunch. That was really fun. And then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I have a Bible study with a really, really special family, been contributors and just good friends forever. And then at 6 o'clock, go back to the congregation, I get to speak again. Just a big day. And then on top of that, my little boy was traveling back from Jennings last night, Jennings, Louisiana, because he was down there for a youth rally over the weekend. And so it just, I had to get back out about 10 o'clock to go get him at the church house. And it was a big day. Am I whining? Probably. But you know what? I got Cindy's tea. So life is good. I'll be okay. Did I tell you about the mug? Oh, yeah, I think I did that last week. But we're still doing the mug thing. In fact, today's a big day because today we give away a mug. Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. Let's see if I can see. You need to see the silly picture my son drew of me there. All right, so what do we do first? Well, we do the joke thing first. I gotta make sure I take care of things. Okay. All right. Here is the joke. It's hard for me to do this. And so, if you're sending me a meme, just be understanding that it may not show up on the screen like I want to. This comes from my dear friend, Megan. She's a Mapster. She lives here in Arkansas in Paragould area. I love her, just love her. And she sent me this, and being that it's tax season, I thought, man, this is really good. So this is your fourth installment this month on the funnies thing. And you get to vote. Remember, we'll get to vote. All right, here's her funny. Can you see that? Now, it's very important that you see it because you got to see the sign that's up over the head. You see the sign there? And then the caption reads, like the sign says, it's all theirs. I never noticed that. If you sandwich the and IRS together, it's theirs. And sometimes I feel that way, don't you? I mean, it's like they just feel like they can take everything. And I'm telling you what, when it comes tax season, it's kind of rough around here because not only had to pay out all that, whatever, but Cindy, she's the brains of the operation. Did I tell you it's Cindy's birthday today? I'll talk about that later. But anyhow, she's the brains, and so it gets a little stressed around here because she's got to do all the thinking for us, But anyhow, that was excellent. I love that, Megan. That was really, really good. All right, so here's what you got to do. In order for us to decide who gets the mug this month, here are your four choices, okay? And I'm going to review them real quickly. Number one, you might recall, was, let's see if I can get that. Can you see it? There you go. Number one, that was the joke that was sent in by Shiloh down there in Louisiana, south of the border. And what was it? Oh, yeah, you remember the picture? It was the meme about all the dogs. And they had the preacher dog up front, and he's saying, no, bad dog. And the caption underneath read, Hellfire and Dalmatians. I almost said a bad word. Hellfire and Dalmatians. I thought that was funny. And so that's the number one. And so if you're voting, and you got 24 hours to do this, because tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we're done, folks. That's it. Deadline, give the mug to whoever wins. So you got to vote right here on this thingy. And so, number one, you can vote for Shiloh's Dalmatians. Hellfire and Dalmatians. That was cute. Number two, that was Buddy. What was that? Oh, that was the picture of Moses coming down off the mountain with the tables, the Ten Commandments. And it said something. How did that go? I've got it written down here. Let's see. Technically, Moses was the first person with a tablet downloading data from the cloud. That was a good one, too. I like that one a lot. We still got the hack. So there you go. Those were two memes. And then my little boy, he chimed in with one last week. Can't get that thing straight. He chimed in with one last week that I thought was really good. Shiloh, you can't do that. Don't tell people to vote for you. You can't do that. Anyhow, Gabriel, he has a vote. He has a vote. He has a joke. And his joke, what was it? Oh, yeah, the little girl, she's going out the back of the church house, and the preacher says, how'd you like services? And the little girl said, well, the singing was good, but the commercial was way too long. The commercial, the sermon, get it, the commercial. I just thought that was excellent. And then my little Megan, IRS. Remember, I just did that one. You know, you sandwich the and IRS together and it's theirs. And that's an extra funny one, too. And so there's your four choices. You got to vote between now and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, okay? And no, Shiloh, you can't vote more than once. Just vote one time. Oh, man. Tom says, need ID to vote. Yes, I want to know. We ought to, shouldn't we? I'm all over that in our country. I just can't believe we would allow people to actually vote without actually proving they are who they are. But anyhow, you're getting me way off. Tune in on Fridays, Tom. That's when we talk about the politically incorrect stuff. That's when we do that on Last Days Live. That's Friday at 11, by the way. All right, there's your choices. Get after it. I need to know within the next, 24 hours. You got to tell me what you think. All right, here's our Make It Real assignment for the week. Think heaven. Think heaven. And that's a really good one. Today, it's supposed to get up to 50 degrees. It's really kind of pleasant right now. I don't even need a heater right here. And my vote is for Shiloh. No, Bonita, you gotta consider all of them. Shiloh, she gets way too much attention. Oh, Dale, he's voting for the commercial. See there, and that's my boy. Yeah, you guys need to think it all through here. All right, where are we? Oh, thank heaven. Thank heaven. It's supposed to get up to 50 degrees today. It's really quite pleasant right now. 50 degrees. But here's the killer. It's supposed to get down to 20 degrees by this evening. I think it's sometime in the early morning hours. It's a 30-degree drop if I did my math right, and I'm not really a math dude. But and it messes with my head. I'm telling you, it gets me all stuffed up and stuff and things. Anyhow, there you go. We need another drink. Now, you got me all excited. All right. Remember, keep the funnies coming because you could win the official mug. It's like world famous and stuff. You want that sucker. All right. We did that. We did those. We did the others. All right, now it's time to do the story, I think. This one's entitled, had a little speck there. Will God Play? Oh, this is a pitiful picture. This one, I hope you can see that one. I'm going to get it up real close. Can you see that picture of Gabriel? That was us on one of our trips back in the day. There's no telling where we were going, but he's in the back seat of the truck. He's got a fever. My little wife, amazing woman, she has doctored us between here and California in the middle of truck stops and everything and rest areas, and she's just a wonderful lady. Anyhow, that was Gabriel. Will God Play? This one's actually about Bryson. We've been talking a lot about Gabriel, but Bryson used to be cute too. Bryson, age 13. Well, I don't know if he was cute at 13, but anyhow, he started getting hairy at about 13. He could do the shaving thing. He was shaving since he was 4. Maybe not, but he was pretty hairy. Shiloh says, I want the mug. You got to stop politicking. This is not the time for that kind of thing, Shiloh. Man. All right. Age 13, he loves to work with electronic gadgets. Every night he speaks with friends all over the country through his laptop's internet connection. It's funny how I say that, because this was way back in 2006, like the internet was something new. Well, I guess it probably was getting sort of new. Anyhow, he has several gaming systems and even plays Monopoly on his cell phone. Like, that's a big deal now. Oh, well. But one of the things he likes to do best is make funny short movies with our video camera. Yesterday, Bryson was watching Gabriel while Cindy and I prepared for an upcoming trip. Almost before we knew what had happened, the whole family was drawn into a scene from one of Bryson's latest flicks called Bonnie and Clyde. Cindy was the bank teller who was being robbed by Bryson. Bryson was dressed up as Bonnie in a dress and a Halloween mask. Gabriel was dressed up as a very short version of Clyde. I remember that. It was so funny. After filming the robbery, complete with paintball guns and Monopoly money, Cindy, there's a D in it, not Cindy and I switched places for the next scene. Dad, we need for you to chase us while Mom films us running from the bank. Thrilled to have my leading role moment in this great production, I embraced the opportunity for stardom. Out the front door they ran. Bryson was first to jump into the car, followed close behind by Gabriel and his Batman mask and a big loot hung over his shoulder. I ran behind yelling, "Stop, thieves, stop!" in my best theatrical voice. Seeing I could not catch them on foot, I jumped into our little Nissan truck and pursued them across the front yard and through our 1-acre field. It was a great moment of family fun. I remember that. It was funny. Anyhow, here's your life lesson. Later, as I laid in bed thinking about the day's events, I wondered about heaven. Why would God create us with such wonderful imaginations if he didn't expect us to enjoy them? Think about that. When we finally get home, do you think the Father will chase us across heaven's front yard? Will he pretend with us and then speak the words to make our wildest fantasies come true? Will God play with us when we get home? I think he will. I can't wait. I just can't wait. 1 Corinthians 2 and verse 9 says, "No eye has seen, nor ear has heard, nor no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him." In other words, you can't get it in your little brain. There's just too much. God is just like, it's going to be so crazy cool, you can't even begin to imagine it. I kind of think that's an invitation. I think God's saying, just go ahead. You just think about the wildest, the most craziest, the most wonderful thing you can think of, and I'll top it. That's what heaven's going to be like. It's just going to be so great. Unfortunately, many of our children are growing up thinking of heaven as a stuffy old church service, complete with uncomfortable clothes, long, boring sermons, lifeless singing, and an endless stream of adult conversation. I was a little critical, but I've been in settings like that. I'm telling you what. I'll tell you what, our home congregation, though, it's getting pretty good. It's getting a little on the lively side. We've had a really cool service yesterday. Really good stuff. Had one guy who responded, and there was tears and joy, and it was a really good service. But anyhow, I've been in services like that. And children, I think they get this opinion that, that heaven's going to be like that. That it's going to be eternity, sitting down listening to some long, drawn-out, boring sermon. You don't even know where the guy's going or if he even knows where he's going. And I think they get to thinking, I don't know that I want to go there. Give your children hope. Tell them the promises of God. When God said that our future would be beyond all that we could think or imagine, I believe he was doing much more than just giving us context. He was issuing a challenge. Help your children dream. Let their little minds imagine. They cannot outdream God, so why not let them try? Bonnie and Clyde running. That was a good moment. That really was. All right, so there you go. Make it real. Think heaven. So this week, your goal, think heaven. What is it? Normal people drink coffee. Really? No. Uncle Si, what's he drink? Uncle Si drinks tea. All right. Think heaven, because they don't serve coffee there. Only tea. All right, okay, here's your 3 suggestions. 3, they only 3, got it, there you go. 3 suggestions on how you can think heaven this week. And make sure your kids and your grandkids and everybody around you, they're thinking heaven this week. Number 1, do your research. There's a lot that's said in the book about heaven. Honestly, a lot that is said about heaven it's somewhat symbolic. I'm not even sure that's the right word to use. The way God describes it is he does the best he can with our limited brain to get it in there and to give us some kind of fantastic vision. I'm not sure that it is totally symbolic at all. I think it's just limited by what you and I can understand. And so do your research, take what you understand in the Bible, and then recognize that, God's doing as best he can with the little brain we got to describe this wonderful, wonderful place. So do your research, number 1. Number 2, let yourself imagine. I can only imagine. That's all I'll sing because I'm not a singer. But, what's it going to be like? Will God chase us across heaven's front lawn? Will we get to swim in the river of life with Jesus and dive out of our treehouse that's, by the way, in the top of the tree of life, dive out of it into the river of life. You know, we're going to get to fly. It's going to be great. How tall is the tallest roller coaster in heaven? Ever think about that? Well, anyhow, just imagine. Let your brain go. And then make sure that you let your kids do the same. Don't let your kids get the impression that heaven's going to be a boring place, because it ain't. It just ain't. Shiloh says, I'll bet there'll be community coffee in heaven. No, there's no coffee in heaven, Shiloh. All right, research, imagine, and number 3, and this might be the most important one of all, expect. You see, I think that sometimes we allow the fantasies of this world to define the way heaven must be, because it's just beyond us. And so we slip into the unreal, and we allow heaven to kind of look like it's not really going to happen. And because of that, we don't fully expect. We kind of wonder, and we kind of hope, in the worldly sense of hope, but we just don't know. We're just not sure. And so we don't expect. 1 John 5:13, I write these things to you, believe in the name of the Son of God, that you may know. Not wonder, not fantasize, not hope like the world hopes, but expect, that you may know that you have eternal life. So when you talk about heaven, you need to be somebody, especially with your kids, you need to be somebody who talks about it in the absolute. It's going to happen. And honey, we're going to spend eternity together. You and I, we're going to live faithful in this life so that we can be together in heaven forever, so the circle's not unbroken. And we're going to talk about it in the absolutes, because it is absolute. All right, we need to, what is left? I got to watch these. Shiloh's back in here. Yeah, expect to be surprised. I don't know what, it just went away. I can't even read. There's Benita chiming in again. Amen to something that Shiloh says. Benita, you got to stop giving her all that validation. She's got a big head already. All right, let's do prayers. And so we need to get a little serious here, because some of the things I need to share with you. Iliad passed away. He is now with the Father, and he's doing one of those numbers. Michael, if you're listening, he's running across the front yard. God's chasing him. He can't wait for you to get there and be with him. Pray for Iliad's family. I know that they've got to be hurting in a massive way. And so be in prayer for Iliad. Tina here of Arkansas. We've had her on the list along with Linda, who's also on the list, but I'm going to separate them because Tina had surgery, and they say they got it all. The breast cancer is gone. She's got other treatments she has to do to make sure it doesn't reoccur and all that kind of thing, but we are so thrilled for Tina, so keep her in your prayers as well. And then Linda, as I mentioned, Linda continues to struggle with breast cancer, and I'm told that she's got many weeks ahead of her. I think she's probably down to 10 weeks now, that she has chemo, and I love her very much. Please continue to keep Linda in your prayers. Brenda from Louisiana asks us to pray for her grandchildren. Denise from Arkansas asks us to continue to pray for her leg. By the way, having a procedure done tomorrow that we're hoping is going to relieve a lot of that pain. So please remember Denise. Let's see, what else I got there? I can't see it because of the comments. Denise from Louisiana. That's the one with the grandchildren. Forgive me. Denise from Louisiana is the one for the grandchildren. Did I say it that right? Anyhow, Brenda from Louisiana, she's got a brain condition. And I'm trying to stay up with it on the Facebook thing, but I'm not doing a real good job with that. So if you got updates, I'd like to hear. But love Brenda very much as well, and very concerned for her. Had a procedure done. I think the last thing I saw, things were moving along well, but we're concerned for her. And then lastly, as I told you earlier on, my little wife, Cindy. Today is Cindy's birthday. Cindy and I are exactly 1 month apart. She's born on January 28th. I'm born on February 28th, which means that for 1 month every year, she's old and I'm not. And I like to remind her of that. And so for the next month, I get to kind of refer to her as an older woman. But anyhow, I say in all honesty, that woman is my absolute best friend. I love her like I love nobody else. And she's my favorite human being. And today's her birthday, and Gabriel and I were going to slip out and try to do some nice things for her. I'm hoping to buy her some cabinets. You know, I moved out of the bathroom. You heard about that? And I got my office now over there, which I know I'm supposed to show you, but I hadn't got there yet. And I got a new, and so Cindy's got the bathroom. It's a pretty good sized bathroom. So I'm going to put in there, I'm putting some cabinets so she can have a bathroom and a craft area as well. So she'll have a throne in her craft area. Oh, my. But anyhow, that's what we're going to do today. Going to Mom's here in a little bit, I hope, and going to eat. She's making breakfast for us. That's our tradition. And then probably this evening take Cindy out for supper and do whatever. But anyhow, wish Cindy a happy birthday. You cannot get any closer to the center of my heart than when you are good to my wife. And so wish her a happy birthday, if you will. Okay, I think we did everything we're supposed to. Don't forget your mug. I need some funnies, okay? And so we got those 4. Where's the thingy dingy? Here's your 4 choices again. I need you to vote, okay? Which one you going to go with? All right. Hope your week is phenomenally wonderful. But remember, while you're going through the week, thank heaven. I promise you it'll make for a better week. Sonny Childs, be there. Matthew 16:26.